Hey everybody, this is PJ Riley from Lancaster Archery out here on a chilly November day with a super high-tech, high-performance crossbow. This thing is incredible. Can't wait to tell you all about it. This is the TenPoint Havoc RS440 with the built-in Garmin XERO sight. So this is a crossbow that has a built-in range-finding sight. We're going to tell you how that works, but it is incredible. But just some basic rundowns of this. This is a reverse draw crossbow capable of speeds of 440 feet per second. That kind of speed, yet the bow is only 26.5 inches long. So it's super compact. You're going to shoot 16-inch bolts out of it. As we mentioned, it's got this Garmin XERO sight on there. Basically, you're down on the crossbow, you just hit a button, it tells you exactly what the yardage is and gives you a dot right for that distance. And the basic setting on this is from 0 out to 80 yards. So this thing's incredible. Can't wait to show you how it shoots. But first, let's run down the specs of this awesome bow. The TenPoint Havoc RS440 measures 26.5 inches from the butt to the front of the bow. It shoots bolts at an incredible 440 feet per second. It's going to be 12.3 inches axle to axle when the bow is at rest. It's going to measure 7.5 inches when the bow is cocked. With the crossbow, you're going to get a half dozen Evo X center punch bolts that are 16 inches long. Each one of those bolts is going to be fitted with TenPoint's Alpha Knock. All right, so we got a close-up look here at the TenPoint Havoc RS440. As we mentioned, it is a reverse draw crossbow, which means the bow's turned around backwards. That allows you to get a longer power stroke than if the bow were flipped. But it's your basic pistol grip. It's got your TenPoint finger protectors under here. But the main thing that we wanted to talk about here was this bow incorporates TenPoint's AccuSlide system. That's basically this little device right here. It's a receiver. And what we're going to do is we're going to slide this up on the rail. It's going to capture the string. Then we've got a hand crank that we're going to crank back the string. And TenPoint did an excellent job in designing this crank system. It now has the features we've all been waiting for, where you can crank or you can uncrank to decock. There's nothing that you have, no safeties you have to flip or anything. You don't have to worry about the handle whipping around. We'll show you how that works, but they have mastered the cocking and decocking process with this bow. So to cock this bow, we're gonna set the bow down here. I've got these two silver buttons, which I push forward. That releases my AccuSlide, which then comes down. Now, when I get to the string, I'm going to push on it and you're going to hear a click. That click means that I have captured the string, and now I have my crank that is built into the handle. Got a little push button on there. I'm going to push that in, insert it in, and now I can just start cranking back. Now, as we mentioned, there I am, partway back. Take my hand off, nothing happens. I didn't have to push any buttons. It just stops right there. If I want to now take it back the other way, I can just decock it. Take it down that way. So that is a super feature that TenPoint came out with. Great safety feature. Nothing's going to crack your knuckles or anything. While we're here, let's show you how to detach this. Let's say you we're out hunting and it's the end of the day and you just want to decock your crossbow. You took your bolt out, so now you're releasing the string all the way down. So it's all the way back at the beginning. I'm going to take my handle. Now on your handle you have this little post right here. This comes out. Take your bow, we're going to flip it over and you're going to see a little hole right here. This is where you're going to insert this into, and that's going to release the AccuSlide. So I insert that all the way in. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to push the safety to fire. And what that did is it released the teeth that capture the string there. So I can pull that out. Now the only thing holding the AccuSlide in place is the anti-dry fire, which I just push down on these two silver pieces. That releases. Now my AccuSlide is free, and I can take my crank and recapture it back at the back end there. Now I'm ready to go back home. Okay, now let's say we wanted to actually cock the crossbow. Again, got our AccuSlide engaged. Just gonna bring it all the way back. When I get to the end, you're gonna hear it click. That's how I know it's at full position. And this has, you know, you can't over crank this, so that's, you don't have to worry about that. Detach the handle. When I come back to full draw, you can see it has put the safety on. So now I'm ready to load a bolt and take a shot with this. All right, so we're here ready to take a shot. So first off, look at that profile. That's that 7.5 inches axle to axle that we were talking about when fully cocked. 26.5 inch crossbow length. I mean, this thing is compact. And so as we mentioned, it comes with the Evo X center punch bolts. And these things are 16 inches. Little guys there, but they shoot awesome. Now to load these, of course, you've got two yellow, one white. The white one is the fletching that goes down. You're gonna set that in the rail and then slide it back. We got the Alpha Nock that looks very similar to your basic archery nock. It's got the notch in the center there. What that does when that comes in contact with the string, now the crossbow will fire. Of course, this has the anti-dry fire, so you don't have to worry about dry firing this bow, but it will not function if the bolt is not slid all the way back and in contact with the string. So then you got your safety over here. I'm just going to switch that forward to fire, and then going to come down and take my shot. So one of the things that I find incredible about this bow is the audio is difficult on a video, but I can tell you this thing is quiet. A lot of crossbows really crack. This one does not. It is super quiet for a crossbow, and there's no kick, no vibration, none of that. It's got an incredible trigger there, two-stage trigger, which means you're basically going to take up the slack until you get to a wall and then pull through that wall. Very minimal pressure, nice even trigger pull to make this thing shoot. So just a great shooting crossbow. And now, obviously, the thing that makes this crossbow great shooting is this right here. This is the Garmin XERO bow sight. So this thing has a ton of features. We're gonna go talk about how this thing works now. Okay, so the Garmin, as we mentioned, this scope, rangefinding scope, is incorporated into the crossbow. And how that works is you've got it mounted on your Picatinny rail up here. You got this wire that you can see comes down into the crossbow, and then right on the front here, this is the pad that you're gonna push when you're in the shooting position. You're gonna hit that when you acquire your target. That's gonna do the range finding, and it's gonna set your pin. So let's say I'm in my shooting position here. And incidentally, once you push that, it automatically turns the crossbow on. So I push the button in, I'm aiming at my target here. It says ranging, it gives me a dot. It says this target is 21 yards out. You're going to notice there are multiple features for leveling this crossbow. Right around your aiming point, there's going to be triangles. They're flat when you're level, and they will turn into triangles when you tilt left or right. Off to the side, you've got kind of a gyroscope that shows you when your crossbow is out of level. Same thing on the bottom. You've got 0 degree, 2 degree, 4 degree. Now, If I hold on this crossbow and I leave my finger off, what you'll see happen is after a bit, it'll give you a countdown to tell you that the scope is going to turn off. There, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now the scope goes off. So that's a power saving feature there. But let's say we are on target. So I turn the crossbow on, I got my target, 21 yards. It shows you that I'm at like a 3-degree down angle. Let's switch to another target. Let's go up to the standing bear. Okay, so I depress my range finding, hold it in, it says ranging. Tells me 41 yards, now I am 1 degree up. Let's go a little farther. We've got the moose out there. How far is that moose? We're gonna hold in, and now we know 65 yards. Now you're gonna notice, you're gonna see that my dot is moving to different distances. When we were at 20, it was higher in the scope picture. Now, when we're out at 64, that dot has moved down. Obviously, that's because the bolt is dropping. Just great features there. Super easy. Once you get your range in position there, then bang, you can come up to the trigger and you are ready to fire. Wow, that really spits them out there. So that is the TenPoint Havoc RS440 with the XERO sight. Great package from TenPoint Crossbows. It does everything. I mean, you've got the range finding built-in scope on there, 3.5 power magnification. You've got the AccuSlide with the decock system. It's a silent cock, silent decock. This crossbow has everything. Great new bow from TenPoint. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to click that bell to get notifications whenever we put out new videos. And as always, if you have any questions, you can visit us at LancasterArchery.com.